Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the 2011 Business Leader of the Year, Jerry Fideli. Good job.
Well, good afternoon. It is really a pleasure to be here. When I had the opportunity to enter the hall this afternoon, I saw many, many good friends that I made here over the last 2 years. Of course, everybody said congratulations, but there was one consistent theme that every one of my good friends reinforced to me was keep it short. So we will keep it short today. You know, I really am honored to be before you here today and with this really prestigious award. And I couldn't help but notice when I read the bios of the other awardees today, we have a real synergistic relationship between the three of us. First of all, to Marcia and Mathnasium and the great work she does. I know as a undergraduate student of mathematics, in terms of my undergraduate studies, how important a good mathematical background is for success today in life and in business. And so I make that connection with Marcia. On the other hand, we just had a great lunch here, and we all like food. So for U.S. Food Service, this is a synergy that just is second to none. So I appreciate being on the podium with our other awardees. I want to extend my appreciation to the Chamber as well for recognizing me today. And as Charles said in his introduction, it really is not a recognition of me. It's a recognition of a team and a community. No person succeeds on their own. And I'm very privileged to be here, but we could not have made the significant improvements we made over the last 2 years without an extraordinarily dedicated senior team who really was committed to the success of this hospital, without 2,000 employees and 800 medical staff members who sacrificed in very real terms on their own backs to make the progress we made. It's really a recognition of the importance of this hospital, both to the community and for the community. You know, every month in our hospital, we have 1,200 volunteers who give freely of their time to make our organization successful. We've got philanthropy in this community that's second to none. They give very freely of their treasure. We've got a board of directors. You know, being on a board of a not-for-profit institution, if your institution's going very well, is somewhat nice work. It can be easy. You can go to nice lunches from time to time and talk about what's going on. But in difficult times, that's when you really understand who the leaders of a community are. And over the last 3 years, the challenges that this hospital has had, and to see the board members who are uncompensated, who devote tremendous hours in very complex business environment, to see the success of this hospital is really extraordinary. And lastly, to the residents that depend on us every day for great health care. You know, our industry is undergoing great change. All you got to do is watch the TV or read the newspaper and know what pressure health care is under. We get more attention on the business pages today than we do in the science pages. It's a real change in what healthcare has been in the past. Yet the cornerstone of Boca Raton Regional Hospital remains the same as it was in 1967 when it was founded. It is to conserve and promote the health of the community. We have that singular mission and that singular responsibility. Well, I'm honored to be recognized here today. You know, leading Boca Raton Regional Hospital is really marvelously simple proposition. It has a profound impact on the community. We are an economic driver. We're a $360 million business in this community. Beyond being an economic driver, we're an educator. We educate medical students today, and with our ever-growing and increasing relationship with Florida Atlantic University, we'll be educating the residents of tomorrow and the physicians who will take care of many of us into the future. And lastly, not least, our core purpose is to treat illness. It is the core of our institution. It is the DNA of our institution, to help others in the most significant and challenging times of their lives. You know, Boca is a special place. We have a maternity unit. Every time a new baby is born, a lullaby plays over the overhead intercom throughout the entire hospital. It's a great feeling when you know you're bringing new life into the community. We also treat those people in the most difficult times of their life and most challenging times. And lastly, many times we're treating people at the end of their life. So from the beginning of life to the end of the life, we are there to meet the needs of this community. And to do it not just with science and the technology we have due to the compassion and generosity of the community from a charitable perspective, to do it with dignity and really make that connection with the community. From the boardroom to the bedroom, or from the boardroom to the bedside, that's what motivates us every day. What makes this award, though, so meaningful for me is really the friendships over the 2+ years I've been here that I've gotten to make in Boca Raton, and the support we received from the Chamber and Troy, who was one of the first people to reach out to me a couple years ago when I arrived and extend a welcome. It was very nice for somebody new in the community to feel that welcome and go out of his way many evenings after regular work hours to see what he could do to help me. For that, I'll never forget that. To the mayor, Susan Welchel, who I did get the message before I came up to the podium tonight that she wouldn't be with us today. She was feeling under the weather. But the message also reinforced the fact that she's using our services today. So I guess between being here to honor me and continuing to support the economic well-being of the hospital, not that I wish her any illness, I'm glad to see between the two. And if she's not feeling well, she is utilizing our services. In addition to Susan, a city council that's really second to none in supporting our hospital. Deputy Mayor Susan Haney and Councilwoman Constance Scott, they have been there for us at every turn over the last difficult 2 years to really ask me what they could do for us. It's very unusual, very different in many other communities. To the Board of Directors, I've already recognized Dick Schmidt, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Christine Lynn, Vice Chair, Warren Orlando, Chairman of our Foundation Board of Directors, and they're just 3 of the leaders, very important leaders, many other board members that spend unbelievable amounts of time, and it comes from their heart. Many of these people don't have to do this. They do it because they want a great institution serving a great community. Boca Raton Regional is a great healthcare provider in a great city with great businesses, big and small. I'm proud to call Boca Raton home. It's been a real great experience for me the last couple years. And lastly, I close by saying, you know, when you get a award like this, you can kind of feel pretty good about yourself, right? You get a big head, you think, man, I'm doing a good job, everything's going well. And you got to try and reconnect and bring yourself down to earth from time to time, so I try to do that. One of the things I do, as Charles said, is I visit patients a lot. You know, patients won't just tell you nice things because they think you're the CEO and want to hear nice things. They tell you how it really is. Try to spend a lot of time with my employees. I spend 1 day a month doing what I call job share, doing a staff level job in the hospital. It's kind of like Undercover Boss, except not being undercover. And I've been doing this for many, many, many years before Undercover Boss. And I just recount the story one day. I was working in the cafeteria. You know, the cafeteria workers start really early in the morning, 5:30 or earlier sometimes, because they have to have breakfast ready for the patients and the staff. And so I go to the cafeteria, I'm working with this worker one day, think I'm really making a connection, I'm understanding what she does from her work job every day, what her challenges are, what she likes about the hospital, what she doesn't like, starting to connect with her a little bit personally, asking her about her family and her kids. And we were having a nice conversation. So we were having our lunch that day, and I eat lunch with the people I'm working with, and of course lunch, if you're a cafeteria worker, is about 10:30 in the morning, because they got to be done with breakfast and ready for lunch for everybody else in the hospital. So I'm sitting at the lunch table with the lady, and I said, you know, I've had a really great experience so far today. I'm looking forward to the rest of the day. And again, I think this is just great. I'm making a connection with this lady, and she looks at me and she says, you know, she says, can you tell me again who you are and exactly why you're here? So if you start to think too much of yourself or think you're too full of yourself, all you got to do is talk to those patients that will tell you why they're unhappy, and it happens from time to time. Talk to those employees who aren't really all that impressed with what you're doing. They want to know what you're doing to make them successful day to day, and that's why we have a great hospital at Boca Raton. I want to thank you very much. I am certain there are other recipients of this award that are much more accomplished than I am, but there are none that are more grateful. Thank you very much.